Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Gonzo Ewok channel with me, Ewok,
and me, Gonzo,
for another episode of Geordie Space Program.
I nearly spilt your coffee there. I was so excited.
You're so excited.
I started raising my coffee.
I'll let it build up.
Then you did the intro. Jeez. All right. So, last episode.
Let's
recap.
We attempted to do a Mun flyby.
We did. We tried our best.
We failed.
We did.
What did we manage to do? Did we even get in orbit? Did we get in orbit and come back down? That was what we did, isn't it? A pathetic little orbit.
I can't even remember if we made orbit, mate, to be honest. We
think
sheared
we
the
did.
engine off, and then we redid it.
I think we just made orbit on the second attempt, which was a little disappointing. Mainly because we said we were going to practice. We didn't bloody practice.
No,
as is us.
But
Have you practiced?
no.
I have.
But I know you have.
I've practiced and I've built us a rocket pretty prepared. We did say when we started off this season on the back of the last season that we would do some buildings off camera.
Now, I'm coming into this completely blind, so I've no idea what we're looking at here.
Yep, I'm happy to talk you through my rocket.
Oh, it's got the nice cockpit.
Yep, it took a little while to design. It's just as well it wasn't recorded because I faffed around with this for quite some time. But I'm quite happy with the finished result. I like the struts that we've got along the main length of the shaft there.
Nice. Everybody should have a strutted up shaft.
Everyone should have a strutted up shaft. I found that it was very difficult to get them like long, if you know what I mean. They kept cutting short whenever they went over the seams of the rocket, of the
ribs,
connections.
the ribs on the shaft.
The ribs on the shaft, yes, the knobbly bits on the shaft.
Right, I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
But it'll keep it nice and stable.
I'm noticing you've got a nice sort of like dual fuel thing going. We've still got the solids on the outside, but we've actually got an inner ring of of liquids.
We've got solids on the inside, and they'll go off first.
Aye.
And then outside the central shaft, we have 4 additional shafts. I'm saying shaft a lot. Shaft.
You're excited, I can tell. You're happy with this rocket.
Outside there, we've got 4 other rockets, which will take us up the next stage. Then this centre one that you'll now see highlighted in green will fire off. And then there's an additional stage on top of that, which will be our transfer stage. And the idea is this is going to get us around the Mun.
Cool. And then get we home, hopefully.
And get we home, absolutely. If I open the service bay, we've got 6 layers of batteries on the inside.
To make up for the fact that we haven't got the
we don't have solar panels yet. And we've got two goo canisters.
Nice.
On the back here, we have 4 thermometers.
Cool.
We want to maximise our science output here by getting as many readings as possible.
That's awesome. And would you like to explain why we're going to do that?
Well, we want to get as much science as we can. That's where we are to maximise the tech tree. But when you think about it, we've got high above Kerbin. We haven't clicked any science for, so that's one of them done. High above the Mun, we've got nothing for. And close to the Mun.
Space around the Mun, yeah.
Yeah, space around the Mun, close to the Mun, and that gives us 1 spare. Maybe we could get it when we're coming in through the atmosphere. I don't know if we'll call that yet.
It's a symmetry thing,
It's a symmetry thing. And we have...
Make the lights blink.
Blinky, blinky, blinky. Where's the blinky lights? I'm not seeing the blinky lights. I did click them on. Maybe it's too light in here. But yes, we've got a communicator, which means on the way there we can take lots of crew reports and EVA reports and send them all back.
Nice.
Because you don't get a reduction in science for crew reports and EVA reports.
Love it.
So again, we've got high above Kerbin, we can get an EVA report from. High above the Mun, we can get an EVA report from. And if we get around a low Mun orbit, if possible, we can get an EVA report from every biome that we fly over.
Nice. So we can basically do that till we're running out of juice.
Absolutely.
And then hightail it home.
I'm hoping to come away with this. If it's successful, if we get around the Mun and we get all the science, I'm hoping to come away with a good couple of 100 science at least.
What I'm liking about this is that rocket only costs 41 grand, which it's a lot of money given the funds that we have, but it's not ridiculous. We were making moon missions that were costing 200 grand.
Hundreds and hundreds of thousands, exactly.
So economy seems quite good for this. I'm quite liking it.
It's the fact that I wasn't rushed creating it. We weren't on camera. I wasn't rushed, so I could take my time doing something well. We're not going to land on the Mun. I don't think there'll be enough fuel in this thing, but even if there was, we don't have legs.
Will you jump back one? Did it say available contracts there?
That was archive.
Thank Christ for
That was
that.
the
I thought somehow this had screwed up. Should explain that Ewok brought across the craft file from his own machine, working on it, and brought it across here.
Yeah.
Basically to save you guys the 6 hours or the 6 episodes where we build this thing and fail it.
Anyway, we'll probably come away with... We'll probably achieve orbit, I hope. If not, we'll do a flyby.
Yeah.
But we might do that.
We'll
Transmit recover, we'll do that. Transmit recover from the surface, we'll not do. Right, we're going to get 30,000 for this mission, which means...
We'll claw back
most of it.
Yeah, big majority of it.
But if we get enough signs to maybe do a landing next time, that'll put in the red overall for missions.
And of course, the thoughts are that you've got some ideas about maybe a lunar landing craft, but we need more parts and we need the signs to unlock those before we can attempt it.
Who's going to fly this?
Right. Well, Wendy's my most experienced pilot, which I'm not a big fan of. The redcoats should be the top of the tree.
Now, I have done a little bit of testing on this rocket, not extensive.
What?
I'm confident that it'll probably not explode. Whether it succeeds in the mission or not is a variable, but it will not explode. I know that it can get in. I've had it in the Kerbin orbit with enough fuel.
How does it handle?
Not great.
Right.
As long as I keep the speed under 250 meters a second, it'll be fine.
Okay.
The problem is, because we don't have... If we had... I've experimented in my own personal sandbox, and the fact that we have to have several layers of rockets limits us in terms of the control service we can put on.
Yeah.
If we had a fatter rocket, but we don't have the fatter fuel tanks, we could just have one central rocket without having all the stuff on the outside, and that would mean we could put the control surfaces on.
That'll probably end up being the next iteration.
That'll be the next iteration, yeah. We'll probably step up on this.
Big fat shaft.
Shall we let Jabe go?
Yes, I think we should. This is going to be momentous. I'm feeling confident about this one. Jabe's going up.
I'm feeling pretty confident about
just
this.
Before you take off, I've got a quick caveat to throw out here. If people suddenly hear a bit of rattling, for some reason one of my fans on my machine is started giving us a little bit of jip.
Okay.
It started rattling every now and again. It was doing it when I first powered up before.
Don't like leaving things on the launch pad for too long.
Get going. 3, 2, 1, go. Right. Okay, we're moving.
We are moving. Slowly but surely.
The other thing, I'm not sure if viewers will notice or not, but I've got my monitor back.
The viewers will not notice.
My Samsung monitor, which broke after 4 months. I've got to be honest, the warranty I thought was going to take forever. I sent it off on a Thursday. By the Monday, the delivery company was saying we're ready to bring it back.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So it came straight back, no bother. I had to take a couple of days working at home. I can do that in my job though because it's internet based. A lot of the time I can't do stuff from home. So it wasn't a big deal. It would have been a pain in the arse if I was like stuck in the office because I got the email saying we're going to deliver it on Monday, like late on a Friday night.
So you didn't get a choice of delivery dates?
Yeah, it was like...
That's a shame.
Well, with the delivery company you can send this. It was done via email and text, and
so
I got it about 8 o'clock on Friday, saying it'll be there like on Monday.
Sounds like DHL. Was it DHL?
It wasn't. No. Actually, it was DPD, who I've had bother with before, but for picking the monitor up and taking it back, they've been spot on, which is unusual because I've had dealings with them before where things didn't go great, but did this time, so kind of complain.
I'm just adjusting my throttle here to make sure that my speed doesn't go over that 200 meters a second point.
This rocket mind, it's
I'm out of control.
Oh, you are joking.
Don't worry.
What do you mean, don't worry? That looks worrying.
It does, doesn't it?
It looks bloody horrible.
Okay, that didn't happen when I was practicing. It's your PC.
Bullshit.
It worked fine on mine.
Oh well, I was so excited, and now this is happening. You need to get that back.
Absolutely, we're going down at the moment. I think
we are. We're plummeting.
Why is it so out of control?
Maybe a turn was just a little bit sharp. Just kind of threw it off. I'm not fancying its chances now, mind.
No, probably not. Given that we are going down quite rapidly and we've used a lot of fuel.
Starting to come back up. We're picking up speed. We're leveling out. But yeah, that's going to have used a lot of our fuel there. You can see we're starting to go back up now, gently.
And we're losing the control. Right, let's bolt.
Whoa. Ah! What's all that? Death sticks? Death sticks above his head. Get out of the way. Shift. Get. I'm not having it. I get through the debris field. Right. Okay, well that was an interesting 40 grand. How many times did you test this?
Just the once.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, it went a lot better last time around.
Are you sure you weren't cheating in your testing?
I was
Because you know that doesn't count as proper testing.
I was definitely not cheating.
That was a strange one. I mean, you cut back on the throttle, and it didn't like that. I think cutting back on the throttle...
No, you definitely cannot take this thing over 200. You don't want to do that. You
Not
really
even
don't
when
want
you're
to
in
do
a
that.
higher atmosphere.
But we didn't get above 10,000, did we?
We're getting close to it.
We didn't get high enough.
So
Let's give it another go.
we're just going to pump the thing straight back up.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a fair chunk of change if we do that, mate.
We'll send Valentina this time.
What,
Jeb's let her down.
But he's earned the night off.
No, he's let her down.
Ah, you can't say that about the red coats. Right, then we've got water. That's pointless. Bring it back.
Bring it back. Come on, Valentina. Let's see if you can do a little bit better. See, that's the problem. We're working with such basic technology that keeping it stable is a difficulty.
I don't think we've got anything by way of like RCS or advanced.
No, we've got the tiny SAS, but I don't think that'll
really
help
doing
very
much
much.
for that.
Right, let's give
You
Valentina
can't
a
whack
go.
some control surfaces on the outside.
No.
Right.
Everything's blocked off by the outside layer.
I see. Aye.
Putting control surfaces up there above the centre of mass wouldn't help.
No.
I mean, it is a little bit bottom heavy, which is why you have to go slow. But that didn't cause a problem when I tested it.
I don't want to see the same thing happen again, mind. That's all I'm saying. Right, we're up.
Just keep it nice and gentle this time.
I do like all the smoke that comes ejecting out of the launch pad when you do it.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
It's a nice
Lovely
feature.
effect. Lovely effect.
I'm tempted by putting on one of the beautification mods as well.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
You know, just thinking it would look nice. Get some clouds. It would be nice to see what rockets just spinning wildly out of control through clouds. That would be quite a nice thing to see. Alright. Pumping that a bit.
It'd probably help if I had the SAS on there.
Alright.
Or rather, Valentina's stability assist. Let's just take it nice and slow. We don't want to get too far pointed away from the what's it called? The
Prograde marker.
Prograde, that's the one. We don't want to get too far away from the prograde
if anything,
marker.
we want to keep on that as fairly close as possible, really, because that's where the forces are coming from.
True, but because we're going fairly slow, if we go directly on it, it's just going to dip and dip and dip.
Yeah, you're right. No, I think you're playing it sensible here. We're getting up.
So we'll stick close to it.
It's about this time we started spinning.
I think we were a little bit higher when we started spinning.
Yeah, I think we're closer to 7.
And I keep the speed going up. Oh, hang on, it fought against me a little bit there.
Right, I'd maybe punch up the speed a little bit. Alright. We're dipping.
We're dipping. That's okay.
Your controls, I can see you're fighting a
Yeah,
little
I'm
bit.
fighting, we're losing it again. Oh,
What
what's
the
going on?
fuck, man?
But this craft worked perfectly fine in my own game, in getting into orbit.
It's not working fine now, is it?
No, it's absolutely not. Oh, this is a pain in the hoop. It's just pulling away. Right, let's ditch that outside stage.
Oof. Right, the death sticks are separating in the right direction. Well, that's been an expensive 15 minutes.
It has. I'm really annoyed at that. I don't get how it could work perfectly fine on one system and then we bring it to another system.
The only thing I can think of is it's the way it's being flown.
I'm flying it exactly the same. Keeping it under 200 meters a second. Going nice and gentle. That doesn't even have enough thrust to take up in the air.
No.
And I copied the save and brought the save over to mine to test it on.
And you're sure this is exactly the one that you were using? You haven't like brought the wrong one or an earlier iteration by accident?
It's absolutely 100% correct.
Well, what the hell do we do now?
Well, I don't know. We're going to have to tweak it, aren't we?
I mean, it seems that the issue that we've got is we don't have control. We're losing control just over 7,000.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was almost a mirror copy of exactly what happened before, just with the death sticks being in a slightly different direction.
We'll see what we can do in terms of control surfaces. but it's difficult what with the way the outside layer's set up.
The central core, can we get anything in amongst that?
I'm thinking what we could do. I mean, we could put some control surfaces.
That's
there,
what I'm thinking.
Do you think they'd help?
Yeah, I mean, it can't do any harm, can it? Because right now, we've just got a very expensive thing that can take you 7 kilometres up and then fall apart.
Oh, like putting winglets like that?
Aye. It can't do any harm.
I can't do any harm. I can't see it doing that much good, but yeah, right, it's worth a bloody try.
It is. What about, I know that we've got the SAS there, and that SAS really isn't much powerful at all, but is there anywhere we can pop that maybe in there? We've got some space to wedge it in. We're a bit tight, but... Oops. Maybe shift them.
Pop them out and pop an SAS in.
Aye, just, you know, anything that suggests it might be a bit more for control. Wedge them back in. Close it up. No clipping.
Well, we've lost a lot of bloody cash.
Yeah, that's nearly bankrupt, mate.
Right, let's give it one more go with this rocket. And then after that, we're going to have to start focusing on cash-related science missions.
Aye. So...
Right, Valentina again. Let's go for it.
Got our buttons on.
Got our buttons on. This is so frustrating that I spent so long working on this ship and then gave it a quick test.
You sent us a message on Facebook the other night and you said...
I've got a ship that works.
Aye. I was really excited to see it. I thought finally we'll achieve something, because we're not off to a great start with this series since 1.0 hit.
It's like learning a whole new game, that's how I feel.
Aye, it's true. It is true. But, you know, I mean, we were, you know, pinging by Moho at the very end of the Next Generation.
Aye, we've went from a Moho flyby to barely able to make an orbit.
Aye.
Or not able to make an orbit. We've made the orbit a couple of times, but most of the time we're not getting there. Hopefully this will help out having the... It does feel a bit more stable, I'll give you that.
It looks a bit wobbly. But I mean, this reduction in speed, I know what you're saying, but it just doesn't sit right with us, because a rocket should be burning full whack in the atmosphere. You've got
absolutely not.
You've got to punch through it.
That's not right. That is absolutely the wrong way to go about it. Once you start approaching 300 meters a second, you're approaching the speed of sound.
Aye.
And you don't want to go past the speed of sound until you're past the worst of the atmosphere.
But if you punch through it, I know what you're saying, when you're getting close to about 330 meters a second, it's very hard, it becomes very inefficient. But once you punch through that, you're golden.
Nah, it's not right, mate. It's not right. That's against the advice of all the pros on the KSP forums who know what they're doing.
Nah. Pros. What are pros, not proles?
Controlled ascent. Well, we're doing a hell of a lot better than we did last time.
Aye. See, this is what I was saying that second time around. That's exactly what I was after. Was them little, those little control-y bits.
Well, the work, mate. Well done. It's put back a little. 80,000 and some time. 120,000
with this one if it doesn't make it. So we definitely need to land on the moon sharpish.
Aye. Get that 150
Get the signs, get to the moon, boots on the ground, cash in the bank, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. That's what we need.
That's what we need.
Bit of Aunt Fanny. Right, we're opening the taps up a bit there. I like that.
We are.
Still holding. What are we like in terms of resource? The SAS module, what's that doing to the electricity? You know, I've got a thing about the electricity. Oh, now because the engines are burning.
Exactly. the engines are on, so it's all fine.
Yeah.
Let's nip over to the map and see how our apoapsis is coming on. Slow. But that's alright, we're coming in at a good angle.
Right, you're punching it now a bit now that we're getting up.
Uh-huh.
Right, provided nothing explodes when these detach. I can see the speed starting the motor there, look. Oh! What was that? Was it a fin?
No, it was part of the bit that was dropping away rather than part of our rocket.
Thank Christ.
So it's still looking strong.
So this is actually, it's quite good. This is like slow and steady wins the race. With some of the crafts we've made, we would have been ready to cut the engines and start organising my manoeuvre node, but this one's just ticking along quite nice.
Absolutely.
I'm a bit concerned about the fuel. I mean, we're not eating this stage up too much, but it's not bad. We're nearly there. And as you keep saying, and I keep forgetting, I keep just kind of disregarding, once you're up, getting your orbit and getting your transfer is only a couple of seconds. Burn, really, innit?
Well, it's a bit more than a couple of seconds, but getting into orbit is
the hard
bit.
Or the hungry bit for you.
I always say once you're in the orbit, you're halfway to anywhere.
Aye.
And we're coming in at a very shallow angle, so by the time we actually get the apoapsis, we'll probably almost have the orbit.
I mean, you can just lift it up slightly to try and push that apoapsis out a little bit on your node there.
I wasn't really moving much, to be honest with you, but that'd be alright.
You're holding it at about 19. Ideally, for my understanding is for like a kind of a textbook, burn, you want to get that T minus 1 minute and hold it there. So if we look, you can see there it's creeping up fairly quick.
Yeah, pull it up a bit.
Aye, pushing that back. So, I mean, it's coming along quite nice there. And do you reckon this next stage is going to be enough for an orbit and a transfer?
Orbit and return, I would say.
Right.
It might not be a neat orbit.
Doesn't matter. Orbit's an orbit.
But it'll get with there.
We're still early days here. You know, the first time humans sent something up, that wasn't a textbook. Oh, there you go. Well, it was, but they were proper scientists. But for a couple of Geordies in a shed, we're not doing too bad here.
I wish we had a shed.
That would be
the dream.
Some people don't know they're born with their sheds. But I have got a shed, but it's full of dormice and spiders and barbecue equipment. And I wouldn't want to put like a $2,000 computer in there, frankly.
No, don't walk there. I had a perfect bloody manoeuvre node, and then I cocked it up.
74, 72.
That'll do.
Aye, that's nice.
There you go, that's only a 22-second burn. Probably use the last remaining fuel this stage, but then we've got an entire new stage.
The burn will probably take less because it'll be a smaller craft.
Let's see how quickly that is eating up the charge. Not very
50.
fast.
You could probably knock SAS off now, frankly.
Well, we're going to get a burn, which is going to recharge it, so...
Oh, aye, that's a good point.
But the next engine, I think, is a small engine, so it won't recharge it any, but I'll knock the SAS off when we're not making a manoeuvre.
Cool.
So that we're running on...
Like a Wuss engine, and then just kind of drop.
The Wuss engine, as you called it.
Aye. I can't even remember its proper name in the game now that we've named all the engines.
And the Puss engine.
Aye. Well, that's close enough. Yeah, I forget the name of it. I keep thinking the Flea, but that's the tiny little solid.
The Flea's the new solid booster that they introduced in 1.0. Okay, we are actually onto that stage a little earlier than I wanted.
It's not bad though, because we've nearly made orbit now.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? That's not bad at all.
Yeah, we'll be alright. Hunky dory, he says.
Now, one thing that I am concerned about: re-entry.
Yeah, what about it?
I haven't tried re-entering from more than 300 kilometres up, and even then that was a bit touch and go. I've blown up quite a few craft in a high Kerbin orbit trying to come back down. Right, double check that, make sure they're alright. 72, 73, that's a good orbit.
They are alright. Where's the Mun? Mun's there. We might have to come all the way around before we get an encounter with the Mun. Or not.
Nice.
God, that worked out alright, didn't it?
It did, I just hitting hope. I mean, it's one of those things, we've done this so many times.
You kind of start getting a feel for it, don't you?
Aye. There's probably, I mean, if we did wait until we're on exactly the right plane and Kerbin and the moon were in exactly the right positions, we could probably shave a few seconds off. But you know what, that's not bad, really. I mean, it looks wonky as piss, but if it's functional, that's good enough.
I need a better view to see.
So we'll fly out, and then we'll do a little do-si-do at the periapsis, fling back out into a Kerbin orbit.
But we are going around the right way, which is what I'm most concerned about. I'm gonna... Oh! Cocked it up,
You've done it now.
Cocked it up, it's fine. Let's just whap it out there.
Now you're going to have to start this burn.
Immediately.
Yeah. So that is the burn. Just doing these numbers on the fly. Cool.
Right, now it's burning. Let's go in there and investigate.
But yeah, what have we just committed to?
What have I just committed to?
Still got the do-si-do around the moon. That'll be fast. Jeez.
That will be fast. Where's the actual Mun apoapsis? We're going through the Mun. We are going through the Mun.
Hell.
I wouldn't worry about it. I'll adjust it once we've got the.
Yeah, who worries about punching through a moon in a little thing made of carbon fibre?
Once we've got the collision course, I'll adjust it so that we don't hit it. That's the best I can do for you at this stage, mate.
We didn't have to burn then. We could have went around and considered things.
But if we went around, we would have wasted the most precious resource of all: time.
No. Kerbals.
Look, I'm flying. No hands. Woo!
The viewers can't see that.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, really, because it was incredibly camp.
Yeah.
Aye. Oh well, burn. It's good. We're up. We're up. We're going.
We're up. We're going.
It's been a while since we've went somewhere.
We'll have to save the rocket design when we come back, because it works now that the fins are added.
With Gonzo's little light touch ingenuity there.
I wonder how I managed to get it into bloody orbit. I must have just totally fluked it. Perhaps in future I should do more than one test.
It helps. Like I was saying with the science, if we do 2 sciences, then you can get an average, and then that's better science. Everybody knows that.
This is true.
Right, that's
right. That's probably close enough
that's
because
enough,
we are going to have to do a correction now. So
we aren't there.
We aren't there. We will be. Don't worry. See, I'll just push out a little bit more.
Still got that little weird.
Still got that horrible Dorsey.
It's quite nice, that.
It is, yeah, but I don't like it.
So we're going to come swooping around. That's sort of an orbit, if only that counted.
It's sort of an orbit, but it... Oh no, that's gone through it again.
We've never had this happen before.
We've
never done one of them.
Where's the Mun... Oh, whatever, you know what? It'll be fine. I'm going to warp us out to this point.
Aye.
For our first manoeuvre. Turn RCS and SAS off, though. So this is going to be our first science collection as we zip away from Kerbin at night.
Hi, Kerbin. You want to grab one?
Hi, Kerbin.
We need a high Kerbin. That was...
Yes, that's why we're stopping here.
Right.
So, we are going to... We need some bloody lights on this thing. We're going to get ourselves a temperature log. That's worth 12.
We need to read these things out. Remember, that might have been a good one. I don't think I've seen that before.
EVA report. You've recorded your observations about the situation.
And we'll always do that. We'll always skip a good one, and then we'll read out a boring one.
It's okay. We'll review it. Review stored data, temperature. Oh, that's the EVA report.
Wouldn't say that.
We'll transmit that. And then I'll read what the temperature report was. The temperature report said... Measuring the temperature of space appears to be quite impossible, as there is no matter around to be either hot or cold, except this spacecraft and the thermometer itself. This is probably going to give the R&D guys something to think for a while.
I'm thinking about it now.
And I always thought, well, space is cold, but you're right, it can't really be.
It's
anything.
The absence of heat is what it is.
Crew report, that's worth 7.5. Crew reporting in from space.
That's quite good.
Why is the satellite unable to deploy? We do have plenty of electric charge. Crew report, transmit data.
Unable to deploy. It's locked. What the hell does that mean? What do you mean locked?
Did we or did we not just...
We tested it on the ground, we made it come out and we turned the blinky light on. Hang on, did we leave it out and then rip it off? No, it's in there.
It's in there.
Right.
Quick save. Quick load. I'm pretty sure... You see, look.
Right, well, it's doing it now.
Right. That's the EVA report. And now... Oh, it's done the bloody crew report. And has it done everything? Has it sent the thermometer report as well?
Review, see what we've got. But only get 50 of that, so I want to keep it in any event. Yeah, we've got that. That's been sent.
So that's been sent. We're all good now.
Right. Well, little minor bug. I mean, it's still early days of release.
Right, let's bring ourselves to this Mun encounter.
Such as it is.
Such as it is. And then see what we can do when we get there. Where's the Mun?
Whoosh, you bugger.
Woo!
We're going to whip around that.
Came up quick, that Mun.
Right, we're going straight... We're falling now straight into it.
So that brings us to 50,000.
We won't know what that is because we've done the quick load.
We actually want to be less than 50,000. 28,000, that would be nice.
That's safe, aye. So I don't know how long that burn's going to take. You might just want to...
It'll not take long. It's only 60.7 meters a second of delta V. It'll take seconds.
Aye.
So let's get some data from here then.
Will this count as our lunar flyby?
Log temperature. We've got measuring. It's
the same.
It's exactly the same. Crew report. You look at the surface of the Mun and try and find a good landing space. The inside of the craters might be the best option.
Nah, you want the sides of a crater next to a big cliff. Everybody knows that.
Exactly. That way, if you crash, you can use it to sort of springboard a takeoff.
Let's
over the Mun. Recorded observations about the situation.
We'll take that. I just want to see how's Valentina doing.
She's looking pretty happy.
She is loving that.
I believe Valentina has the same badass trait as Jeb, which means she's always happy no matter what is going on.
Certainly, they're cut from the same cloth.
Crew report.
We're just taking one.
Sorry, what I mean is transmit crew report, review stored data, EVA report. We'll transmit that.
Check to see what that's doing to the old leggy. Oh, there we're getting my contract.
We've still got plenty of leggy.
Ah, that's not bad.
Review the crew report, and we will transmit that for an additional 10 signs. So we're making money. Did you happen to see what we had? I think we had about 40 odd when we left, did we?
Yeah, well, we'll get the write up at the end of the mission, won't we?
It'll not tell us what we transmitted back.
Right.
It'll only tell us what's on the craft when we recover it.
All right. So
let's get this manoeuvre sorted. I'm going to have to do it in map mode so that we don't overshoot or whatever.
Let's not crash. It'll be nice to see the moon. I've missed it. It's been a while. Frankly, you could do the manoeuvre now.
I'm doing it now.
Aye. Push that up. Yeah, it's only 5 seconds. Coming up. Nice. That'll do nicely. Nice. Well, yeah, crash averted. And then what happens after we come out the other side of this encounter then? What's the orange one doing?
That'll be a Kerbal orbit.
Aye.
But let's get an orbit.
You reckon? Got enough fuel?
Yeah, we've got enough fuel. We only need a small amount of that to get back. I've actually developed quite a good collision course technique to Kerbal.
Collision course and sort of slightly more realistic re-entry doesn't sound great though. Like, the thing I was saying before, re-entry's an issue.
Yeah.
Collision doesn't sound right.
Collision's not a word that you normally want to use, is it?
Because the atmosphere, to all intents and purposes, is the surface when you're coming in fast. So...
well, let's get close.
That's pretty close. Let's see if I can see it. There it is.
Lovely. There it is. Lovely moon.
As it phases into existence. Aye, that's nice. Now, this is a 27-second burn. Are you sure we're going to have enough?
27 seconds is to get into a low orbit. We need a lot less than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make a judgment call halfway through that burn as to whether or not we need to stop or not.
All right. Okay.
So I'm just keeping my eye on the fuel situation.
Me too. I'll count down. We've got 160.
There were 7 seconds in. We're in an orbit now.
150. We've got an orbit.
We're in an orbit now.
Cut the engine.
Yeah, but I want a low orbit so we can get as much science report as possible.
140.
Only 5 seconds left.
130. That was 30 units of fuel to get that. 35. 34 units of fuel.
Let's check the orbit. I want to bring that down under 50. Because I believe 50 is the low orbit bit. Right, now we can start spamming science.
Like a mofo, get on with it.
We'll get the materials bare. The high radiation environment causes a few samples to glow. It looks like it would have been fun to pin the rocket with
sure
this.
It would. 75 science.
That's worth 75.
Sounds even more fun.
So up in the service bay, we'll take 1 goo canister.
Aye.
And the goo canister say the goo feels right at home here. I suspect the goo's from the moon. It always says that.
Yeah. Seems to like being at the moon.
And which one we use? We'll use that one. Collected and recorded temperature data from the environment. There is matter around 24 science for that.
Right. Crew report.
Crew report in space near the moon. You look at the surface of the moon, try to find a good landing space. That's the same as before, so let's get that transmitted back, and then we can start spamming out EVA reports as we go around.
I like it.
We'll get a decent view of the surface.
Now, I'm just looking, we're using quite a bit of electricity every time we do that, and we've no way of recharging it. We don't want to be dead in space around the moon.
We've still got more than half. So that's been transmitted. Let's do an EVA report. Just above the Mun's Midlands. Keep data. Let's go back in and we'll transmit that EVA report.
Do you want to do a quick save just in case anything daft happens? Just because we've had one bug already. It's worth doing just on the off chance.
I've done a quick save. So that's more science there. Let's warp to here and see if we get a different biome read.
When you did quick save, did you get us any nice sausage rolls? Quick save used to do alright cheap sausage rolls.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Well,
quick save, God, that's a blast from the past. That's a store that hasn't been around for a long time.
aye.
Mun's Highlands, excellent. That's another 24 science as we record our observations about the situation. Now, unless we go over any craters, that's probably all we're going to get.
Aye. Unless we hit the poles on one of the big craters.
Now, we're definitely not going to hit the poles because that would be racist.
Yes. Yes, it would.
Transmit? I thought it wasn't going to transmit there for a second.
Can we turn the little blinky light on?
I think that's the light, just that little bit at the end.
I'd feel better if it was on.
I'll use power. So, I'm not sure we're going to pass any craters here. Let's just
the craters are sort of equatorial, aren't they?
Yeah,
it's also, see, we're just also, missing one of them.
It's also dark, which makes it hard to see. We might get a crater reading there.
Give it a try.
We will. But let's have a quick try here just to see if there's anything here. EVA report. Get a reading. As I expected. Right, I think that's going to be our last chance to get anything.
It's feeling like
because we're missing those craters by a country mile, and I don't think there's anything around that side that's of any interest. I feel like this probably is too far away to the side, but there's certainly no harm in attempting it, is there?
Got to give it a go. Plus, it's,
where's the Mun gone? There it is.
We're back onto the bright side as well, which always helps. We use OBS for we're recording, and I know there's other programs we could look at where you can adjust the brightness in post to make some of the darker bits.
Mun's Far Side Crater. Woo.
Nice. Alright, and spam signs there as well, why not? But yeah, we could use other software to brighten things up slightly. I know some of the pros tend to do that, but
we could change the brightness setting in game, of course.
Yeah, I mean there's that.
Right, let's bring it back home, eh?
Aye. Want to be honest?
No, we don't. You see, collision course.
We don't want a collision course.
We don't. Why
No.
not? Why on earth not? That's a 27-second burn.
If this all goes tits up and we burn up in the atmosphere, I'm going to go apeshit.
We're not on a collision course anymore.
What are we on?
We're on 112 kilometres above the surface.
Right. I was scrunching my eyes a fair old bit there as well. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Ready to head it back home?
Oh yes. Take one back.
On the way out, I want to get a goo canister reading high above the Mun.
We appear to be aiming at the planet.
That's probably because we're a long way away from our manoeuvre node.
Yeah. That wasn't, as they call it,
efficient.
Spotty dog is what I was going to call it.
We're alright. Worst case scenario, I'll put us on a collision course.
Right, there, it's fine. No.
You need to relax more, mate.
The atmosphere is a deadly thing. It's the atmosphere. Oh, I've burnt up so many times just coming in from like 300 kilometres. I could get myself up into that kind of higher orbit fairly easily. Couldn't bring anything back down for ages, and if I did, it was just complete potluck.
I think I should shoot straight into it. I reckon I could bring it back.
Nah. Not happening.
Air brake that bad boy about 40,000.
We ain't got air brakes.
You know what I mean. Use the air to brake.
Oh, atmospheric braking.
Yeah, atmospheric braking.
Aero braking. Alright. So, come whipping around. Luckily, we haven't hit the moon. which is always a real risk.
I forgot to do the stupid sciencey bit. What do you mean locked?
Quick save and crit loaded again. Something's there. Oh, it could be because we had time warp on. Aye. Might have been what was happening before with the transmitter, maybe.
Don't you think I've knocked time warp on by accident?
Aye, could have been that. I don't know for definite, but...
Well, let's get a goo reading. Should have got that high above the mun, but we'll get it there eventually.
Yeah, well, it's still more science to take back, innit? So, we're going to come back around.
Oh, we absolutely are.
Let's go back into main view so we can see Kerbin coming back. Ah, hello.
Home.
It's an interesting way of bringing them back down.
Well, you want to go slow, don't you?
It's true.
The slowest, the best thing, that's 51
Yeah,
seconds.
I haven't got enough for that. Might have to go to the apoapsis and just dip it into the atmosphere slightly.
God. If I just went on a collision course, we wouldn't have had to do anything.
The atmosphere counts as a darting now. We can't do that. Yeah, that's bringing it. That's still a lot of fuel. Going sideways. That's quite sharp.
It's fine.
You reckon?
Yeah.
We're accelerating towards the planet. What we want to do is bleed off speed. If we come in more than 2,500 meters a second, we are fucked.
We're only coming in from the mun. But anyway, we're under 2,500 meters a second.
Yeah, but we won't be because you're increasing our speed and we're falling now, effectively, is what we're doing.
Honestly, it'll be fine.
You go faster.
Honestly, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Look. See that? That's fine now.
I'm not feeling comfortable now.
There you go. Under 2.5 meters a second and speeding up.
This is what I was. Did you do this? Did you get around the moon and come back home and re-enter?
Not like this. I've never done it like this.
How did you do it? Get an orbit and then just edge it back down. You were edging.
Yeah, I've done that. I've edged back down. I've never collision coursed back down and lived.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the done thing. You don't just go, oh, there's the planet.
Yeah, but I normally make it down with the ablator only scratched.
It's the ablator won't give two shits because it's not like, oh, the ablator will slowly whittle away. We'll just hit it like it's made of concrete. It's got nothing to do with the ablator. It's got to do with smacking into something like a little intergalactic bullet hitting a wall.
That'd be fine.
You notice now that we are over 3,000 meters per second?
Slow it down.
Still falling.
Still falling. We're about to fall, aren't we? That's the plan.
That's a big river.
Well, we're going to come down here.
I don't think we can be that choosy, frankly. It's getting her down in one piece. I don't want to see Valentina die. She's now just became a hero. I'm not losing a red shirt. It's unacceptable.
You're not going to lose her. We do have yeah, we've got parachutes.
I don't think... Parachutes don't cope very well with this kind of re-entry either. They've got a horrible habit of breaking.
Valentina knows what she's doing.
Right.
I do have a heat shield. Yeah, got a heat shield there, that's fine. This has been scrappy, but, I mean, we've got there. Let's see if we can get back.
Yeah. I saved... I did a quick save when I was about 300 kilometres up, and I tried about 15 times to bring it back down sensibly, and even then it was a concern.
What speed were you going at?
No point quick saving. That was slower than we are now, and I saw the heat shield heat up, then I saw everything else heat up because it did jack shit. Then we flipped over, Kerbal first, into the heat, bosh, gone.
Right.
Popped, like throwing a...
I think it was clearly just
like
poor rocket design.
Like throwing a devil banger. It looked almost identical to this. Because you know I like the Mark II cockpit, or the Mark I cockpit. But it was like throwing a devil banger into a furnace. Achieved nought but a slight pop.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that heat.
It hasn't even started tickling at the ablator yet.
No, you need to keep an eye out because it will flip.
It won't flip.
It'll try
and
flip.
It won't flip. I'm on it. I'm all over it. Look at that speed. It's just coming down. Lovely. I'm looking purely at the nav ball, so if anything starts to look alarming on the actual ship,
I think we're
start
brown
to
hot.
tell me.
I think we're brown hot all over already.
No, we've got no warning things coming up.
The science needs to survive.
How's the ablator looking? 198. It's fine.
It's tickling.
We've got nothing on the outside that'll heat up.
Oh, it's bloody hot.
It is bloody hot. Well, we've come down to 20,000 feet already. Speed's bleeding off.
G's are picking up. Now it's going to start getting twitchy as all hell.
I'm in control.
You keep it on.
We're shaking.
We're doing all right.
1,500.
Close.
We're at 16,000. 1,4. 1,3. 1,2. We're fine now. We're fine.
It's coming down.
Less than 1,000 meters a second. 13,000 feet. The heat's dying off.
Aye.
Ye of little fish.
Let's see what's... We didn't even see any heat things coming up for any of the external parts either. Any of the heat warnings. Alright, high five for that. Well done. I really didn't like the look of that, but you know what?
That was
feeling good.
Fully controlled.
Aye.
It wasn't trying to push away from me. It was all fine.
Got a nice view of the lakes. Do you want to put the parachutes out?
Plenty of time for that.
Please do, because we're probably not 6,300 metres up as the thing says, are we?
Well, we're in Highland by the looks of it.
Aye.
Long way from home as well.
That's fine. Just get back in one piece.
Well, this has been an expensive mission, but I believe it's been worth it.
Well, like I said from the get-go, when we used to do Lunar flybys and landings, we were spending 200 grand plus. These 3 rockets have cost a total of 120 grand, so that's still, if you think about it, a saving.
And we know that this one works now, so we'll save that when we come out. I believe we had about 40 odd signs, between 40 and 50.
Yeah, about that.
I think that sounds about right. So I'll have a quick save since I'm time warping. I'll drop the warp off because we look like we're coming pretty close to the ground. So we'll see how much we've earned. I think it's going to be quite a lot. All in.
Oh yeah, I mean the Science Junior alone, if it survives, is 75 signs.
So we should be able to buy some pretty cool
Aye,
stuff.
We've already probably got quite a bit in the bank just from those crew reports and EVA reports that you were sending back. That was pretty efficient.
Well,
we missed a couple.
We might need to focus on some money, and the best way to get money is going to be to do a landing, isn't it? If we can unlock the part to do so.
Well, got an idea in the works.
It seemed to come down quite quick in the end, didn't it?
Blip. Yeah.
Recover.
Right, here we'll go.
So the science is up to 371.1.
Nice. 195 just from the craft.
Just from the craft, and then everything else will be from what we transmitted while we were
probably
on there.
about just over 100 from the reports.
Alright.
Nice.
And we get 3,866 back. Our money situation is desperate.
It's not great.
I wonder if we get a flyby min-miss contract now, because that would be handy. Because a flyby contract would be easier than a landing contract.
A very interesting one. We could make a little rover and drive around the many biomes on Kerbal Space Centre.
We could.
There was an interesting bug, I'm not sure if you'll have heard of this one, but if you collected science from the flagpole, which has its own biome, when the game first came out, 1.0, it thought that was Pole for some reason, so it thought it was one of the outlying moons.
So you got loads of science.
No, well, you got science, but the other thing was the contract system went, oh, you're going to Pole now. Go to Elu. There you go. There's your next contract. You haven't actually taken off yet. You're just driving around and spamming science in the base. But yeah, go to Elu.
Let's talk what we're buying. I think we want heavy rocketry and fuel systems because we'll get bigger fuel tanks.
I like the 800s. We'll get the wider ones.
And we'll get the external fuel duct
Which
as
will be
well if we
very
want to
handy.
do some asparagus staging.
Well, it'd be very handy even just to put them on the craft that we've got at the minute, frankly.
Yeah,
even more efficient. Yeah.
So we'll have that. We'll need the bigger engines to go with the bigger...
Gives with the bigger solids. That's nice.
We're going to 2 more.
Maybe investing in some solar
panels and bigger batteries.
Nice. Get a different lander can as well. What else could we get? We'll get the barometer.
If we're going to land, legs.
Legs are always useful. Better than the little micro legs.
If we're going to try and do a landing, it's going to have to be legs.
Aye, I think that makes sense.
And we haven't quite got enough left to do aviation.
Just a shame.
Okay.
I would like, as maybe a little shorter a mini-sode, we could spam some science driving around, make a tiny little rover driving around on Kerbal Space Command.
Sounds good to me.
Aye.
Well, on that note, we will sign off. Let's get some money. On that note, we will sign off. It's been a bit of a scrappy one, but we got there in the end.
It's nice, that's achievement.
Episode 4, Mun, Orbit and Flyby with a decent craft, which I'm now going to save, because we said we were going to save the craft so that we didn't lose it. Load, auto-save shape, Mun, Flyby, it's got them on it. Save.
Nice. So, as always, if you've enjoyed the video, you can drop us a like, you can leave a comment, let us know what you think. If you haven't subscribed already, you of course can do, and we shall see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
See you in the next video. Thank you and good night.
Bye.